Go, Pete. Go, Pete. McNuggets. Hey Phil, what's up, man? It looks like Pete got us started there, but McNugget struck out. I'm all right, man. How was work? See if Maurizio does anything here. Oh, sorry, Mullins, not Maurizio. Damn, that's right. I forgot that you work with a bunch of Philly fans. I don't know how that ends up happening, but that's terrible for any Met fan. That just shouldn't be. Oh, looks like Mullins struck out. Jeez, Mullins. Yeah, man. I heard saw your comment before about Mullins. I again, his defense is unquestionable. It's just that I'm not sure if his bat's gonna make an impact. I hope I'm wrong. I really do. Oh, that's right. South Jersey. That's right. Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah, I almost moved out there myself, so I always forget about that. Jersey's pretty large. Oh, I got you. I got friends in South Jersey. I got friends that live in Haddonfield. Um, and I think Cherry Hill is right there. Those are pretty nice areas. Close to Camden, which is not the best area, but they like it. But yeah, but for Mets fans surrounded by Phillies fans, it's not so good. It's too bad. I actually like Philly. I like the city to visit. It's just the fans, the baseball fans especially, but football fans as well. I'd never go to Camden. Only the hospital. I got it. Yeah, understood. Understood. Oh, let's see if Manaya's got some magic tonight. See, I didn't hear the thing with the interview with Mendoza, but I heard he wasn't too happy with Montas. Yeah, yeah, I agree. Yeah, I still don't know what Mendoza's doing with some of those decisions. I just feel like he's relying on some kind of like statistics or something that's telling him, "Hey, do it." But anybody that's watching the game can see is like you don't make those moves. You know what I mean? It doesn't pass the eyeball test. That's what's frustrating everybody because he has a reason, but it's not like nothing is he's doing is passing the eye test. It's like he's doing via like a robot. He's coaching via like robotics, or stats. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And the thing is, like, he does the opposite sometimes when you think, like, all right, he'll pull people too fast, but also, sometimes too soon. Um, so it's like, I don't know what, like I said, I think he's using something to make these decisions, but somebody watching the game, it doesn't seem right. It doesn't seem like, all right, I do the same thing, you know? I mean, with 63 and 49, that's pretty good record. Yeah, like Sean, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, the technology is like a gift and a curse these days. It's like there's something to be said about instincts. If you're watching the game, you can kind of feel the game is almost like alive, and you get a feel for it, and then you go with your gut, and obviously, there's a time and place for stats, but you can't just let stats. It can't just be all stats. That's like with pitchers, they talk about like pitchers watch back in the day, you know, a pitcher like Greg Maddux probably would have never gotten a chance today because he just didn't throw fast, but that guy can pitch. Exactly. When you know, you know. Yeah, and that just makes me think, okay, are if Carlos Mendoza is one thing, right? But what if who's he got like in his ear, right? So like these assistant coaches, is he making these moves and they're just not telling him? You know what I mean? Like I just says to me like there's too much. Like he's ruling with an iron thumb there. He's making that call and nobody's checking him and saying, "Hey, that's I don't know." And he's just like, "Nope, I'm making the call. He's done." You know? I'm like, that's not good because that's a group thing, and that's like a staff that's afraid to like rock the boat. I'm like, why have a coaching staff, right? Well, there you go. That's the thing. It's like something's driving him. If it's not coming from him, somebody's telling him that he's like going off of it, like taking the word as gospel, and they've just been off. You know? Yeah, 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 and that's again, if it, what's the whole point of having a staff if you're not gonna like? taking their input into account. Because I'm like, okay, you got a whole group of folks that know something about baseball. You'd think that they come up with a better set of decisions, than what they've been doing. And I know it's easy to Monday night quarterback everything, but some of the things you're like watching it in real time, you're like, no, don't do it, don't do it, and it blows up in our face. Yeah, but I mean, something's got to give. I mean, at some point, somebody's gonna take the fall, especially if we like end up screwing things up and in not making the playoffs. Somebody's gonna have to pay the price, and it'll probably be Mendoza, and maybe even Stearns. Yeah, Mets are gonna probably don't do nothing. Yeah, that's just the way it is these days. I mean, it seems like a lot of teams are not really hiring like seasoned managers anymore. You know what I mean? They're going for young guys, kind of like what happened with Carlos Mendoza, guys that never really managed before. I think only because they're so controllable and like the team already has like things that they want done. They're like, oh no, we got robots for that shit. And then we're gonna use AI to run this team. So we just need somebody that can just nod their head, right? All right, now Maurizio, come on, man, let's make something happen here. Yeah, exactly. If you watch the game long enough, you're like, okay, that's not right. All right, Maurizio ground out. Man, we've got to do better, man. I will say Alvarez has looked pretty good since his call up. Whatever they did worked on, he seems like a different player. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, right now, and I think some of the folks that were in the chat were saying this in the Facebook group. We just lack fire. There's like a fire that we had like after June, and a lot of folks named Iglesias, and I'm starting to think that that's true. Even though it's hard for me to imagine that we would have room for a player like Iglesias. I gotta imagine that he kept those guys like energized in the dugout. It's just something like that. Like if you could keep a guy like that and just give him a handful of at bats, I feel like he changes the dynamic of the dugout. It's too bad. Too bad it didn't work out. I understand the decision. Like for many reasons, I agree with it. But now seeing what I'm seeing right now with the lack of fire, I'm thinking that was a big goof up, letting that dude go. We could have signed him for peanuts. Cause it's like having a player coach. You know what I mean? Just like our very own Flavor Flav, our own hype man in the in the dugout. Also, he murdered us. When we played San Diego. Come on, Alvy. All right, let's see what we could do with 2 outs here. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he had every right to it was like Kill Bill. It's like He has every right to take his revenge. We should die. Uh, but I mean, that's the reason. Like San Diego saw what we all saw last year, and they were like, "We want that." Now it hasn't necessarily translated into ridiculous success for San Diego this year, but I have a team. I have a feeling that team is better than what we've seen so far. Yeah. Oh yeah. Given what we've seen in our infield of our infielders, he would have definitely helped. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah, man, that's one thing. I mean, this season really brought home the fact the worst team in baseball, the Rockies, played us pretty decently. You know, like they had 9 wins when we came in. We first played them, and they played us tough. So there's no really easy teams in this league. You know, and Pirates same way. So I don't know what it is, but they get up to play as the Nationals. Look how bad the Nationals have been, but when they played against us, they were fiery. That come from behind win they got against us. That really pissed me off. Ah, no, well, it looks like Manaya's gonna have to hold this together because yeah, yeah, Marlins were just trashing the Yankees, which I loved. Yeah, well, I don't know. I said this. Why I hate playing the coulda, woulda, shoulda game, but we should have got Max Fried. Um, the Yankees, that was the one move they made that I was like, oh man, I didn't know that Goldschmidt was going to turn out as and do as well as he did for the Yankees, but I'm like, I'm not. I'd rather have Pete than Goldschmidt. Um, but Max Fried is the one guy the Yankees signed. I was like, oof, wish would have had that guy because that guy competes every single freaking outing. Sounds good, man. We'll do. The nice thing I saw about Mania was that he was going after hitters, and that's something that a lot of our pitchers have not done. We've been walking way too many guys. The walks are just coming back to haunt us. 'Cause I got a feeling that's because we're not scoring runs for these pitchers, so they're like, trying to get too cute with everything. Pop out the third. All right. And there's another thing that Manaea is doing well. He's working up and down the zone, which is what you need to do. All right, Lindor, Soto, and Alonso up next. Whew. Let's get some runs, man. Oh, come on, Lindor. All right. Not a good start to the inning, but come on. Let's see if Soto can get this going, man.